Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101 Sunday Night Football post-game show, and also recap of Week 3. And boy, a shocker tonight in Detroit. The Detroit Lions beat the New England Patriots 26-10. That is two straight losses for the Pats, and I mean they start. New England was up 3-0 in the first, but then Detroit went up 7-3 in the second, thanks to Matt Stafford and finding a man open, and then it was then they went up it was 13-3, and then New England scored one more touchdown and made it 13-10, and it was 20-10 at the half. Actually, 13-3 at the half, I think. No, 13-10 at the half. And then New England tacked on one more touchdown. Actually, Detroit, excuse me, thanks to Matt Stafford finding, I can't remember the guy's name, but I know Deja Solly open. He found Shaw open, and he scored a touchdown. And then it was 20-10, and then New England just couldn't do anything right tonight. They did, and then Detroit intercepted one of Tom Brady's passes, and then Detroit got in field goal range. It was 23-10, and New England they could not do anything, and they went 3 and out, and it was fun again. Then Detroit got into field goal range, and then it was 26-10, and New England just tried to get something going, and they just could not. And that was your final, 26-10. Detroit gets the win. I was completely surprised of how Detroit just manhandled Detroit. They had this game from the get-go. They did not let up. Oh, what a shock. And my game ball for tonight's game, it goes to Matthew Stafford. 27 of 36, 262 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Tom Brady had a rough night tonight, and it just was not his night. And hopefully New England can snap this losing streak next week. We're going to go over all of today's action one more time. The Tennessee Titans beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 9-6. The New York Giants beat the Houston Texans in Houston 27-22. The Cincinnati Bengals unfortunately lost to the Carolina Panthers 31-21 in Carolina. The Baltimore Ravens beat the Denver Broncos 27-14. Running back Philip Lindsay was tossed out of the game for throwing a punch at a referee, and Scroom just and it was a Scroom thing that really got him tossed out of the game, and I thought he deserved to be tossed out of the game. And I think he should get fined for that. I really do think he should. And I think a lot of NFL fans are going to agree with me on that. The Buffalo Bills, just were all over the Minnesota Vikings today. 27-6. Kirk Cousins just had a rough day. And I have to give another game ball out. Well, first, for the last one I mentioned, the Ravens, I have to give one to Joe Flacco, and I have to give one to Cam Newton, Panthers quarterback. That's my other game ball. And now for this game, the Buffalo Bills and Vikings, I have to give it to Buffalo's quarterback, Josh Allen. He really had one heck of a day with Buffalo, and now I know they are happy to have him. The Kansas City Chiefs beat the San Francisco 49ers 38-27. And KC jumped out to the early lead, and but San Francisco kept battling back, but they just were not able to come off with a win in the end. The Oakland Raiders were trying to go to escape going to 3-0 and go 1-2, but they could not because the Miami Dolphins beat the Oakland Raiders 28-20, which Miami goes to 3-0, and Oakland falls to 0-3 for the first time in 6 years. Uh, Indianapolis almost upset the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, but Philadelphia still won 20-16. Carson Wentz uh, got the start for the Eagles today, and uh, boy, the Eagles were pleased with his performance, and boy, were they! He had a great day. Uh, the New Orleans Saints beat the Atlanta Falcons in overtime, 43-37. And boy, was it a horse race! And I have to give for that Eagles Colts one. I have to give the game ball to Carson Wentz, and for this one, I got to give it to quarterback Drew Brees. He had one heck of a day. I really, really do have to give it to him. And the Washington Redskins. This is the final early game from today. Defeated the Green Bay Packers 31-17. Aaron Rodgers did play despite his injury, but he had a rough day. But he did score help score a TD, but it was a rough day for him. And Alex Smith just had a great day, and I have to give the game ball to him. All right, and the 4 o'clock late games. The Chicago Bears beat the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona, 16-14. And Mitch Trubisky just had a great day because he just really came out strong. And I got to give it to him. My other game ball goes to Mitch Trubisky. That's another one for the Seattle Seahawks beat the Dallas Cowboys at their home in Seattle, 24-13, and they were able to avoid going 0-3. And I got to give Russell Wilson a game ball as well because he had a great day. And Dallas just had a rough day today, but hopefully, I think they might be able to bounce back next week. We'll see. And the LA Rams beat the LA Chargers at the LA Coliseum in Los Angeles, 35-23. And they just had one heck of a day, and I really have to give the game ball to the Rams quarterback because he had a great day. I can't remember his name. I know who it is, but I just can't remember his name off the top of my head. But this was just one wild week of football in Week 3, and we have one game to go in Week 1, and that is the Monday night game tomorrow night between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay, and hopefully in Tampa, Florida, excuse me. And I feel this is a must-win for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I feel I picked the Steelers to win this one. I think they're going to get it, and I think it's going to be 21-14 the final. My brother-in-law and I, with the Lions losing tonight, with the Patriots losing tonight, excuse me, we both picked them. We are both 9-6. So it comes down to tomorrow night's game to see if my brother-in-law Eric Hoyle will win the picks, or if I myself, Scott Trello, will win the picks. So we'll wait and see who wins the picks of the week after tomorrow night's game. I really learned a lot from this Week 3. I mean, you got to have, when you play a team, whenever any team plays any NFL teams, they butt heads, and you got to find a way to win. You can't give the quarterback so much room, or give the offense so much room, or the defense. You've got to keep the pressure on them. You've got to not let them score. You've got to find ways to win. And that's what I've learned. And with Pittsburgh, Le'Veon Bell, they're looking for trades for him, so a place to trade him. And he was not showing up to practice, and he just was not reliable for the team. And he was living life while I was out there spending his money and he's living life, and wasn't taking the NFL seriously. And I feel he needs to be traded or sit out a year. And I agree with the Steelers. I really do. I mean, you've got to take the NFL serious. Like the thing with the Browns had Johnny Manziel. And I feel that they made their way cutting him. And I feel the Steelers need to do that same thing. And I think that they want to trade him. Go ahead and trade him. But I still feel it's a must-win for the Steelers tomorrow. And they, I think, are going to win that game. They want to be 1-1-1 like the Browns. So the Steelers must win this game tomorrow night. So I really think this is going to be one heck of a game between the Steelers and the Bucks tomorrow night. Oh, boy, and there were some injuries this week. With the Titans, Blaine Gabbert got injured, and they had to put the backup quarterback in. And so we don't know how long he's going to be out. And the other, or the starting one, they had to put the third string one in. I know there was a player in Cincinnati that got injured. I can't remember his name, but I know who he is. And as I mentioned before, and with the Browns, thanks to Baker Mayfield, with the Browns winning Thursday, and thanks to Baker Mayfield, 21-17, which is our first win of the season, first win in 65 days since Christmas Eve 2016. And I wanted to point out, Baker Mayfield will be starting when the Browns play the Oakland Raiders next Sunday in Week 4. And I feel that's going to be great to see. I'm really excited about it, and I know the Browns fans are. So, and we're all going to look forward to that game next Sunday. Well, that is going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports Sunday Night Football, Scott Sports 101 Sunday Night Football postgame show. I'll see you tomorrow for the Monday Night Football pregame show, and then the postgame show immediately after the game is concluded. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.